In the past, a few cats can't handle the rat infestation anymore, so they all leave to become house pets. Like 3 old people decide to keep living with the vermin instead. In the present, Leafstar has a nightmare about too much water. Who's Leafstar? Well, the leader of Skyclan, of course. They're relevant. They might be 100 miles from clan territory and completely disconnected from current events and unable to impact the overall story of warrior cats, but they're relevant, I swear. Before I go on, here's a quick rundown of Skyclan. There's Leafstar, the cat Firestar chose to lead them, Sharpclaw, who wanted to lead them initially but had to settle for deputy, Echo Song, a medicine cat trained exclusively by dead people, Full warriors Patchfoot, Petalnose, Sparrowpelt, Cherrytail, Shrewtooth, and Waspwhisker, Daylight warriors, cats who go back to their 2-leg houses at night, Ebonyclaw, Billystorm, Harvey Moon, and MacGyver. Apprentices who were born in the clan, Rockpaw, Bouncepaw, Tinypaw, Sagepaw, and Mintpaw, and then part-time Daylight apprentices, Frecklepaw and Snookpaw. There are queens who live in the clan, those are Fallowfern and Clovertail, and then there's the elders Lichenfur and Tangle. I don't think I referenced them at all in this entire I spoil. Anyways, back to the point, Leafstar promotes Bouncefire, Rockshade, and Tinycloud from apprentice and gazes fondly at a cloud shaped like a dead guy. Suddenly, Shrewtooth is screaming. "Stop! Please stop!" cries everyone. Shrewtooth screams louder. Nothing is wrong. Sharpclaw and Cherrytail hate kitty pet warriors, even though they've only been a warrior clan for like 5 months. Leafstar tells him to stop, but Sharpclaw comes up with a new rude name to call them instead. It snows a little bit, so Shrewtooth starts screaming again. Leafstar tells everyone that they all have the right to be Skyclan cats. "Okay, but those kitty pets suck and are awful," replies the young people. "No, stop," thinks Leafstar helplessly. Spotted Leaf visits Leafstar in her dreams. "Shouldn't you be with Firestar right now?" asks Leafstar. "Ugh, did you know he had kits, Leafstar? Kits, with some alive person." Sorry to hear that." Suddenly, she sees a vision of ancient Skyclan cats. "We must learn to turn into trees," insists one. "What could this message possibly mean?" Echo Song had the same vision. She thinks it was about eating salad, an incredibly talented medicine cat. Leafstar catches Harvey Moon and MacGyver playing Game Boy instead of doing work and banishes them for a month. Suddenly, Sagepaw falls off a cliff. Shrewtooth takes this as an opportunity to scream in terror. "Stop, please, stop," says everyone. Echo Song relocates Sagepaw's arm and tells him to walk it off. As it turns out, Patchfoot, an adult, bullied him into it. Leafstar calls a clan meeting to tell everyone to knock it off with the kitty pet discrimination nonsense. "We'll stop being xenophobic, we promise," lie her warriors. Suddenly, a bunch of random dudes show up in their house. The strangers are Stick, Cora, Shorty, and Cole, and they do not want to tell you what they're doing here. Leafstar, however, immediately reveals all of their secrets. Everybody climbs tree. "This is training," says Sharpclaw. Leafstar is the best at climbing tree. "Wait, cats are nocturnal. Why are you all out in the day?" asks Stick. "Oh, we just aren't," responds Leafstar, with no explanation. The young warriors ask Stick if he was making his own clan. "I'd rather die." Whoa there. Billystorm is a nice kitty pet. He likes playing with kittens. Leafstar appreciates Billystorm. Stick and his group are being instigaty. Leafstar thinks maybe it's a mistake to give them all of their secrets. Too late, Leafstar. She sends all the visitors away to sleep in some weird cave. Suddenly, it's Stick's perspective. In the past? Awful. Okay. His group is being bullied by some dark brown tabby Tom named Dodge and his extremely buff underlings, Misha, Harley, and Skipper. Also, somebody named Red is missing. Okay, back in the present. On patrol, Leafstar smells a rat. This is horrifying. The visitors are confused. What's wrong with a few rats? We love rats. Yee-haw. They have a meeting to try and find out what to do about the rats. Eat them? Says Stick. Excellent thinking, responds Sharpclaw. We'll do whatever you say. Wait, no, stop, thinks Leafstar helplessly. Stick builds a huge pile of garbage in the middle of the training clearing. Wow, this is just what we needed, shouts Mintpaw. With one of these, my father never would have died. Leafstar tries to get cats to go hunting, but they all just want to play rats. But now that everyone's working together, Leafstar thinks that maybe these new rats were a gift from God. They follow Stick's amazing plan of rustling the rats' trash heap around until a bunch of the rats run out of it. They murder like 100 rats like beacons of violence and only come out of it with a couple torn ears and a scar for Waspwhisker. The Daylight Warriors show up late and are bothered that they weren't invited to the rat massacre. Frecklepaw starts treating wounds devoid of training. Everyone thanks the cats for their help. "It's whatever," says Cora. Leafstar admires Cora for just a second before helplessly thinking, "What are you cats even doing here?" Back in the past, Stick's teenage daughter is staying out too late and talking to boys. "Oh, if only she had a mother," says Stick. "Dude, you're cats," responds Cole. Then Misha and Skipper trick him into robbing a bank, and now Stick is a wanted criminal. Back in the plot we care slightly more about, Frecklepaw is an herb genius. Too bad she's a kitty pet and a warrior apprentice. Billy Storm tells Leafstar that he saw the visitors leading the clan cats into Two Leg Place. Apparently Sharpclaw has been with them and said nothing. Leafstar, for some reason, assumes Billy Storm is lying. Or missaw something. Either way, she's not going to talk to Sharpclaw about this. It's been a week and Harvey Moon and MacGyver are back and they have no idea what's going on. Echo Song wants Frecklepaw the kitty pet as her apprentice. Sharpclaw hates this idea, and he also hates Echo Song. Snookpaw falls into the river. He's had enough of role-playing warrior cats today and he goes home. Leafstar and Billy Storm play with some kittens. I wish I was still playing with kittens right now, thinks Leafstar the second she's doing anything else. Leafstar likes Cora. She tries to get Cora to open up to her, but she shouts, "Look, squirrel!" to change the subject. Sharpclaw wants to adopt the visitors. Leafstar decides to make them warriors without even asking. "Fantastic," says Sharpclaw. Leafstar starts the ceremony. The cats refuse all name changes. But before she can finish, Harvey Moon shouts, "I object." "StarClan honors you all. You are all now warriors of Skyclan. The end." No. Leafstar has a dream about a StarClan party. All of the dead cats dance. "Oh, I guess everything is fine then," says Leafstar. Snookpaw still hasn't come back to work, so Billy Storm takes Leafstar on a date to go find him. They peer pressure her into eating dry cat food before they leave without Snookpaw. Cherrytail and Sparrowpelt have been tracking down a loner on their territory. "Why didn't you tell me you were doing this?" "I'm a spy." Everybody crowds around the loner and tries to get him to come home with them. "No," says the loner. Back in the past, Stick's red daughter, Red, takes off in the middle of the night. Stick tries to take his kid back, "But you just can't understand, Dad. I'm evil now and I'm helping these losers kill you." Stick disowns his evil daughter and learns that one of his friends has been captured. Oh no. In the present, Ebony Claw is worried about Shrewtooth because he hasn't been screaming recently. Leafstar takes him for a walk. Shrewtooth is doing horribly. This unlocks Shrewtooth's life story. Shrewtooth was locked in a house and fed garbage. Worse yet, the two-leg owned a dog. Sharpclaw thinks they should kill the two-leg. "Hold on," says Leafstar, but Sharpclaw immediately pressures her into starting a meeting about it. The cute little kitty cats start coming up with plans on how they would kill a human being. Cole tells the cats that this is probably a bad idea. "We can kill God. We are warrior cats," responds the clan. Fair enough. Stick suggests that they scare the two-leg instead. They begrudgingly agree. Sharpclaw wakes her up at midnight to go early. On the way to frighten a man, Leafstar thinks helplessly about what these visitors' perceived secret plan is. All the cats dress up as mobile entries to the old man's favorite franchises to scare him into never leaving his home again. Then Skywatcher visits Leafstar to make sure she's insecure. She comes back downstairs just in time to hear Sharpclaw implying that they were going early just to exclude the kitty pets. "Oh no, Sharpclaw hates the Daylight Warriors," she thinks helplessly. All the kitty pets show up ready to fight. Too bad the fight already happened. All the clan cats come out to tell them how much they suck and how they aren't playing their characters correctly. "Stop fighting," says Sharpclaw. "Nobody would say anything if you kitty pets would just read the books and learn how warrior cats actually works." Okay, we're all doing work now. Get to work," yells Leafstar nervously. Echo Song says that she has important news for Leafstar. "I forgot," she says when they're alone. In the past, some girl named Onion shows up and nearly gets murdered by an angry Stick. Stick decides that what he needs to do is go get a bunch of guys together to kill Dodge, and maybe his teenage daughter, too. But it's really important that he goes to talk to his ex-wife first for some reason. In the present, Leafstar is thinking helplessly about Sharpclaw's hidden agenda. Sharpclaw, her deputy, who she should be talking to. Snookpaw finally comes back after getting his second shot. "Sorry, I can party now." Suddenly, Billy Storm and Leafstar are kissing. How is this happening when I've never considered him in a romantic light before this point, thinks Leafstar helplessly. The random guy from before comes back. "Hey, I'm Egg. I've decided to come hang out, actually." "Why?" "Bored." She tries to rename him Eggpaw, but he refuses. This is twice now. Echo Song inquires about getting Frecklepaw again, but Leafstar points her in the direction of the 4 kids, who all scream in terror at the idea of being a medicine cat. As it turns out, the real reason Egg joined the clan was because Sharpclaw told him it was the only way to prevent fox death. Instead of thinking helplessly, Leafstar confronts Sharpclaw. "Why did you do this?" "Look at his legs, Leafstar." "Oh no, you're right." Echo Song smashes through a wall into man's Frecklepaw. "No." "Yes." "No." "Yes." "How about Shrew Tooth?" "Absolutely not." "Okay, fine." "So, how's dating Billy Storm?" "How do you know that when I don't even know that?" "Anyways, stop doing it." Leafstar thinks helplessly about the sexism inherent in the warrior cat setting. Then, regardless of this, she breaks up with her maybe boyfriend anyways. Everyone in camp hears a weird noise. A child has fallen into the gorge. Echo Song, briefly, considers constructing a splint for this human being. The Daylight Warriors use a cell phone app to find the girl's house. "Oh no, Sharpclaw knows Two-Leg plays too well," thinks Leafstar helplessly. The Two-Leg parents throw things at them once they get there. The apprentices are admiring the child's cosmetic products, and Leafstar decides to use them to lead the parents back to the gorge. No ponytail for Mintpaw today. They end up with 1,000 Two-Legs jumping around in their house, but finally the child is gone. Leafstar turns Snookpaw into Snookthorn to celebrate. Snookthorn doesn't want this kind of commitment and teleports out of there forever. "Kitty pets. Disloyal. Undependable," said Sharpclaw. Leafstar finally snaps. She gives Sharpclaw the comeback of a lifetime, an absolute zinger. Sharpclaw says nothing at all in response like a confused old man. The next day, she wakes up in the middle of the night to find him leading 2/3 of the clan outside of the camp. She follows them into Two-Leg Place, briefly and awkwardly meets Billy Storm, and then watches as her whole clan gets intimidated by a terrier. She confronts the patrol. You seemed too busy to know about this," says Sharpclaw. "I am literally in charge of this." Leafstar is about to fight Sharpclaw to the death when they all reveal their plans. Except they don't. They just flash back to another Stick chapter. Stick meets up with his ex-wife Velvet, the rarest card in the Little Cloud bot, and tells her that her teenage daughter has joined the rival chess club. "This is your fault," says Velvet. "Just let her date the weird chess cats." "Well, I'm not going to try and give you any more context as to what they've done, so goodbye." He leaves to go spy on Dodge's club and gets irrationally angry about things he chose to go look at. Then he departs for Skyclan so they can beat up his daughter's boyfriend for him. His daughter's boyfriend is Harley, by the way. It's this one. In the present, Leafstar fights with Sharpclaw and passes out. In the world of dreams, Skywatcher and some guy named Swallowflight fight in front of her. "Her clan sucks," yells Swallowflight. "This is the least accurate roleplay I've ever seen. They don't even have the names right." "But it's still fun, right, Skywatcher?" "Right, Skywatcher?" Frecklepaw summons the bees. This is a problem. Echo Song has a vision about Leafstar doing whatever Sharpclaw wants, and StarClan is always right, so she gets a bunch of guys together to go beat up Red's boyfriend for Stick. Billy Storm invites himself along. Then they all waste some pages traveling, because this is a super edition after all. Leafstar is given a vision of ancient Skyclan cats traveling. "Thanks," says Leafstar. The city cats return in horror to find that their once-captured friend has been trapped, neutered, returned. Warrior Cats then subtly discourages the reader from neutering their cats. Neuter your cats, or they will pee on your Xbox. Please neuter your cats. They break into Dodge's camp while they're all relaxing. Everyone just beats up these random cats, most of which did nothing wrong. Cole and Shorty want to kill some kittens, but Leafstar stops them. "Huh? What? I don't understand the problem here." She tries to save one of the kittens when Misha kills her in one hit. Cloudstar visits her in StarClan to tell her that she's wrong for being distrustful of Sharpclaw, the guy who's been going behind her back for no reason, even though he could have just told her what he was doing and she might have been okay with it. It's not like he brought something up and got rejected. It's not like he even, at any point, opposed her. He's just been doing stuff. Red, Stick's red daughter, is here now and ready to fight. Stick attacks her boyfriend, but Red jumps in front of him and he kills her largely by accident. "No, Skyclan made my jumps too powerful," says Stick. Stick's red daughter Red is now covered in red blood. "No," says Harley, "we were going to have babies." No, you weren't, says the weird, petty man who just killed his own daughter. Leafstar scolds everyone for killing each other, even though her involvement definitely made this all worse. Leafstar gives one last longing glance at Cora specifically before they take off. Sharpclaw reveals that he was actually doubting her and going behind her back this whole time because he wanted her to be stronger and more respected, actually. Which honestly seems weirder and less reasonable than him thinking he was doing the right thing. I was playing devil's advocate, actually. Leafstar amends the Skyclan Warrior Code to have some rules for random weirdos walking into clan to prevent the specific situation in the future. Fighting with your deputy is good and normal, says Warrior Cats. A sentiment that it's going to repeat over and over again until it changes its mind randomly in 2019. Leafstar makes Frecklepaw a real medicine cat apprentice and then gets back together with Billystorm. The end. Until quite a few months later. Rabbitpaw is bad at trees. He joins a dog patrol to prove himself otherwise useful. Rabbitpaw shows initiative by having everyone jump inside a trash bin. Everyone beats the ever-loving heck out of some dogs and Leafstar promotes the one's kittens. The end for real this time.